Hey watercolor wizards, Hajra here. I'm sharing a fun little piece today that I sketched in October, but didn't paint and film and edit till more recently. It's a custom little Lego US Air Force Major for my brother-in-law who just got promoted to Major, and he also loves Legos. So I thought I'd make a nice congrats gift. As you can see, I've done the lettering military stencil style and then painted it in first. Then the base skin tone sort of pops in over the outline drawing because my camera wasn't on, but I fixed that. Lego dudes are often yellow, but I wanted to pinken up a bit with a peachier skin tone. I researched what a major's uniform looked like, and I did that with the correct embellishments and the colors, and it was really fun to paint this because it's so tiny and it's just a tad smaller than a baseball or a comic book or art card. Legos are really small, so I wanted this to also have like a little miniature feel to it. Did the hat and brim in underglazes first with local colors, and then I follow those up with darker areas for shape and contrast. Once the darker colors start to go in, the lighter ones usually need sprucing up, so I put in some more yellows into those embellishment areas. I used the colors pretty dry with only a touch of water in these teeny embellishment areas because I didn't want them to run. Keep that in mind when you're doing really teeny areas, that dry brush is the best way to go. And then I do the design on the brim with actually a bit of white gouache mixed into the yellow color, so it'll be opaque and the watercolor will sit on top of the darker brown underneath. Using the yellow alone would just have yielded a rather muddy looking result. The caveat here is that you have to be okay with making some of your painting areas opaque. If you want a truly transparent look, then you can't use any gouache. Then I did the saber in purpley gouaches, so it would read as sort of like metallic gray. Then comes the navy colored uniform, and this is a plastic toy rendering, so I made sure not to use too much blending because again I want it to look like the surfaces and edges are hard. By doing one plane at a time, it retains the boxy shape of the figure. I used a generic Lego military man as a reference for the shading and values, which made it easier. You might notice that there's only like 3 values of blue in the uniform, and any more values would have made the various starts and stops on the toy figure look sort of confusing. Lastly, I go back with some white gouache paint on a spotter brush and I dab and smush in areas of white on the letters to make them look sort of weathered and spray painted in like sprayed stencil letters would sort of look. I chose red for the letters because it was a warm and bright contrast to the blue figure rather than using the more common neutral black or white stencil letters. And it's a cute little painting. Now all that remains is to put it in the mail with a holiday card that I also made myself. And I ended up cutting a soft edged mat from some decorative latke paper, and it'll give the option of making the piece a little bit bigger if he wants to hang it up. Well, thanks for parking your brushes here. Please subscribe, check out the links in the description below, and visit my website to follow me on social media or buy epic art stuff. Until next time, magical painting adventures.